Also, I think pursuing some of the renewable energy resources and ethanol is something that could spur job creation locally in this district. So if I was elected, I would focus both broadly and locally on both of those issues.
I could say ditto to all three. But I think jobs in a different perspective. 53% of all of the graduates that are graduating from the colleges now are underemployed. There's a new term now for our graduates, underemployed, which is very sad. In my own family, I have 2 graduates from college that are now working as a server and working in a grocery store. That is very sad. And the other sad part of that is I have a son who's going to be coming out with $60,000 in debt. We need to change the whole focus. We need to look at this from a different perspective. Yes, children should be dream to go to college, yes. But at some point, it is very scary when you look out there and you're a senior and there's no jobs. There's a lovely woman here tonight who was one of the camera people, and when I said that, she goes, I know, it's a whole year and I just got a job and I was a server again. We have to do something different. We have to look at things differently, and jobs have to be it, but it has to start from a different concept and a different language than we've been doing it. It's not working.
Thank you. Next question. Next question comes from Susan Toulson via Twitter of Philo. She asks, what is your plan to support the 13th Congressional District's crowning jewel, the University of Illinois, to help it maintain its position in the world as a leader in research and discovery, as well as a local economic engine? And if I can ask Rodney to start, and we'll just go loop around.
Thank you, Habib. Besides buying a bunch of orange and blue clothing to wear to the games, I mentioned in my remarks, education is key to this community. Not just this community, but the majority of the metro areas in this district. We have to ensure that our educational institutions of higher learning remain the vibrant economic engines that we all know they are. What do I want to do? I want to sit down. I got to ask them. I'm not the expert. I want to go to them and have them tell me how their partnerships with the federal government are going to make sure that we remain that viable economic engine that we call the University of Illinois here in Champaign-Urbana. I do want to say something. We have to ensure, too, that our leaders keep their promises. I'm one of those that may be affected by the bad, faulty leadership of the College Illinois program. Promises were made to my family and to me when I paid money for those contracts to send my kids to an institution here in Illinois that may not be kept. We have to ensure that we get leaders in there who understand the importance of making sure that we get our promises kept when they are made. We cannot continue to invest in bad leaders, and we cannot continue to invest in bad programs, because you know what that hurts the most? That hurts the U of I. Thank you.
I would look to see if there were ways of pursuing public-private partnerships. Oftentimes when we think about what are solutions, people think about that great pot of government money. But I think we have to look for ways of working with the private sector, because that's essential. And I think especially with some of the renewable energy resources here in the 13th District, that's key. We have some corporations that I think probably could partner with the University of Illinois and help to spur job creation that way and create great research opportunities for students. I think we need to stop thinking about just government policies, but look at working collaboratively with the private sector.
The private sector is huge. I myself have created a program for the Lewis and Clark Community College in Godfrey, where 15 years ago I started the program, and now that's a successful program that trains occupational therapy assistants, and then I turn around and employ them. So what I'm saying is, like in this university, we need to bring employers to the university. We need to sit down with people. We need to have a better way of saying, okay, here's our graduate. Now, what kind of jobs are out there? Because I know when my kids graduated recently, it's like, thank you and goodbye. And they did not graduate from the University of Illinois, so maybe that didn't happen here as much. But I can tell you in other colleges, they are not giving that connection to the employer. They're expected to go out and do themselves. How many people go online now and try to apply for jobs? It's a very different market. They need these skills to be able to understand, to get that graduate, that degree, and then transfer that to a job.
I agree as well. It's the research dollars